It's your man, Edward, coming back to you. Today I'm going to be talking about some RPG notes. Player type. Scorched Earth. Now, I have to admit, one time in the campaign, I had to fall to a bit of these tactics, but it was a Mask of Nerletep, which is a hard campaign. And I actually got a character from the beginning to the end in that, and only towards the very end did he become trigger happy. But it was actually kind of interesting because the character started off with 0% additions in any fighting abilities at all. But he was quite insane at the end, so there's a bit of a justification behind that. And we had like half the players we were supposed to have for the module, which really makes the module hard. Kelly, who's she's one of my subscribers here, and she was running that module. She'll remember that was some hard shit, girl. I was the only person that made it through the whole thing with my original character. Now, that aside, the reason the style is bad is because it can really deprive your game master of A material. You want to shoot for, as players and as game masters, presenting the A material, presenting the apex of what your possibilities are, designing things and getting them better so they're the most fun. Really, almost nothing in a game matters outside of what facilitates those moments that people talk about 10 years from now. That's the stuff that matters. The NPCs that people talk about, the plot lines that people talk about, the actions, the cinematic play that people talk about. That's really how you win in a role-playing game, is by creating great memories. Now, you can greatly deprive yourself of the ability to do that. As a game master, you can certainly have sort of the mastermind over here and the layers of minions they have to work through, and finally they get to the mastermind and beat him. But that really plays out like a level of Shinobi, and you've just gotten up to the boss and you kill it off. And of course, you can have the boss be cowardly and powder out and come back and bring it back again, and I think that's good. But also, do not be afraid to whoop your players' bitch asses. Whoop them. Whoop their asses. Multiple times. Your players in a game, almost any game, should lose more than once. This makes players go, I'm going to carefully think and consider the ramifications of combat. Combat should not be something players go, I want to fight. We gonna have to do this, but I'm gonna need to think about this one, because combat is extraordinarily dangerous when someone's shooting a bullet at you or swinging a saber right at your nugget to source you out to the land of non-living. Why wouldn't you be scared of that? And you should, and you will in my game. I'll certainly guarantee you of that. I like to have different things happen. You can have players rolled, beat down, have stuff stolen from them, or all their stuff taken. You can have players beat and end up in slavery. And you could even pass years like that and be like, oh yeah, you guys thought, we were going to be playing it this year. No, this is the year we're doing. And you're getting there through like 8 years of slavery. Eventually come up with a way they can get out of that. But, and there's a large number of other ways. Plus, players can just get beat down and see they need to flee. You can kill one of the characters off and then have somebody like escape. Invisibility spells, flight spells, things like this are wonderful for escaping. Of course, teleport works wonders as well. And you use that sparingly. Don't do it over and over again. But in certain circumstances, of course, you want to give your players wins too. But give them losses. It makes them humbler. It makes them respect combat. And it makes them scared of things. And particularly when something beats them down, they're going to want to get that vengeance. Now, if you beat them down over here at level 2, and now they're at level like 11, and they're now with that guy again, they're like, oh yeah, now is the time. Particularly if you've been baiting it, you've been setting it up along the way. Maybe one of them sees him somewhere, or what have you. Even a quick example of some of the stuff that I did. The character Altair Jason from Alm in the Forgotten Realms, just like a Spanish sort of themed country. He goes. He has 2 older sisters and an older brother who is his father's son, but a bastard. Born to a whore. He doesn't find out the character till later, but he's the youngest, and his mother dies in childbirth with him. His oldest sister's always resented him for this, and his sister, who is older than him but not the oldest, is distant and kind of cold to him. But the oldest sister ends up becoming a Cyricist, because Cyric becomes very popular and fashionable in in around the DR, 1370 in that time frame. She converts to Cyricism first out of sort of a need to fill those holes in her heart. And a lot of people have those holes, and the Cyric does slide in. Now, this ends up being built up I show this half-elf priest who claiming she brings him in, a priest of Wakim, the god of merchants, prominent god and all. He ends up doing some research, going up to the temple of Wakim. Oh, do you guys know this priest? Huh? I don't know any priest like that. Well, I mean, he could be from somewhere else in Alm, but I mean, we do know other priests in Alm, and of course, more role playing than that. But so he's like, so he's doing investigations, trying to find things. But between him and her, and she's has some cleric levels of Sirik at this time as well. They're using charm person on different guards, and the charm person on servants, and on like just guards from the city, not just in the house. She ends up, he's going to inherit all this stuff, so she ends up like using charm person on her father, making him like sign everything away to her, and then killing. They end up poisoning the father slowly, and he dies. So she gets everything. She has the town militia come in, puts the death on him, on the player character. The player character gets arrested, thrown off in jail. She sells off the estate, takes the money, moves down to the very south of Alm, gets with the Siricist. I'm building her up slowly through different game sessions, and eventually, the half-elf actually was formerly a priest of Bane, and he was encountered in the past by one of the other characters as a priest of Bane with a whole different sort of look and outlook before his alignment shift. Now, his sister was married to another guy, but this priest of Sirik, this half-elf, is banging her out. So eventually he finds out she has a daughter, and the daughter's like part half-elven, like a quarter elf. So you can see that, and he ends up... they end up like alerting basically a sleeper cell of Siricist of their presence at one point in Alm, and that guy along with a bunch of other Siricists attack him and the party, and they do not run that kind of style that I think Sean Connors talks about his players doing, the play the battle map style. My players I don't like that style. My players don't do that. They play it how they see it, and the battle map is just a location of where you are. You don't play the battle map. You just play, of course, how you're going to play and move yourself accordingly. So, my player characters are all over the place in this scene. And Siricists are great villains because they all have like invisibility after like 3 levels of priest. This same priest comes out invisibility, and he's just jacking Altair up. And the rest of them are just fighting like, the kind of jabroni guys. There's lots of them. But these two are fighting over and over again, and this guy has rogue levels too, so he's just sneak attacking him, and eventually he kills Altair. It wasn't really my plan, but that's just how it rolled. A character eventually got resurrected, and that reached some great scenes. But I planned for him to slip away and come back another day, and so he kills him. So now it's so intense, man. It's built up to this zenith level of heat. So I don't need to do anything else, for this, but we build it up, we use it, and we show it a few more times. Eventually, he comes and finds his sister, is able to kill her and some other Siricists off. But at this whole time, see, I have another NPC, the top level of the Siricist dancer in the time, Fella Thorn. She's at the top, and she's been built up too. And when he killed off his sister, she is built up even more in this scene, and she does a powder and gets away. So see, I'm keep building it in layers. So where they're getting into this insidious Sirik cult. Now, he goes off and he finds out that his sister has a child, and it was a bastard child with that half-elf, and not with her husband who got cuckolded. But Sirik actually appears to him along the way. Sirik got talking. I believe you should have some more wine here. Seriously, got illusion, and it's a great scene because he's sitting there on the bar and he's just talking like he looks like he's drunk, and that's like how people would be gibbering when they're talking, and no one is really noticing because Sirik's just sitting there on the bar with him, but no one else sees Sirik, and it's God, so he's not really noticing. But Sirik basically seduces him and brings him into the fold of Siricist as well. He's like, he doesn't know it's Sirik at first. He's just this guy that's putting him over, being great to him, and but I'm not going to get into the whole story of Sirik there. But that's an example of building things up, not using the Scorched, not letting him just kill his sister right away in that room there. She had means and motivations to get the value out of her spells, so it brought the plot on the back. Like if you read a story, you'd be like, oh, he just killed his sister right there. That'd be kind of cool if she went over and then did some more stuff. And when the bad guy goes over, they get heat. Then the audience wants to go, oh, I need to see the good guy do something. I need to see the good guy redeem themselves. But that is something I think is quintessential in games as a game master. Don't just let them kill all your darlings off. Every once in a while, yeah, I mean, they do something cool. Don't jack them. I'm not saying jack them when they're cool stuff, but don't let them just run roughshod through everything because they're not going to respect your monsters or your characters. And don't be afraid to whoop that ass because that will get respect and keep the guy there and build it up.